I don't know. I think we're going to have to wait and see some more big folks like, Black Home Depot, maybe Lowe's, things of that nature with some earnings coming up. But yeah, Shopify CEO dropped a bomb this morning, and hopefully the Fed is listening. Because again, why did they not cut? It was the fear of inflation. And if inflation is the boogeyman that never shows up, hello, time to get to neutral. Shopify CEO in their earnings call this morning dropped a huge bomb. We have to ask ourselves, what does it mean? Is this unique? Is it coming? What did the CEO of Shopify say? He basically gave some rosy guidance, but then dropped this pearl. He said the tariff hit did not materialize. Now, if you step back and you ask yourself, what does Shopify sell? Where does this stuff Shopify sell come from? You have to assume that most of their products comes from overseas, with a lot of it coming from China, Southeast Asia, and the like. These are regions of the world with extremely high tariffs on them. So why did the tariff hit not materialize? Well, I think there are several answers to that question, and we'll learn more as we go forward and more companies report. First and foremost, there may have been some buying ahead of time, right? Buy inventory, store it pre-tariff. But frankly, I don't think that holds water, at least for Shopify. Why? Because a lot of Shopify stores are really small creators, and they are not going to be the ones that have the cash flow statement, bank accounts to really pre-buy inventory. Maybe a few large creators, but certainly not enough to justify that statement that tariff hit did not materialize. I think it is far more likely that the supply chain ate it. What do I mean by that? Again, a Shopify store selling a t-shirt or a hat or something of that nature. There are several layers in that supply chain who may have chosen to eat the tariff. First, the person who makes the base t-shirt or the base hat. Then there's probably some value add organization that does the printing or the design or the this or the that. Then there are shippers. Maybe there's some supply chain efficiencies in shipping. And then there is maybe the online retailer themselves. So again, if you look at a t-shirt, which maybe has an starting cost of, I have no idea what a t-shirt costs, call it $7 for a blank. And then ultimately it becomes $39 at the end store. If each leg of the supply chain eats a portion of the tariff, the end consumer still has a $39 t-shirt. And this is what I think happened. This is why the CEO of Shopify basically said tariff hit did not materialize. Now, if that is true for most companies, and that is a big if, what does it mean? Well, it quite frankly means the Fed is afraid of their shadow. They are afraid of the boogeyman, like your kids in the closet, right? They think this big bad creature's in the closet. It's going to come get them when they sleep, and they ask to sleep in your bed. Shopify CEO is basically telling Jerome Powell, ain't no boogeyman, buddy. Get a flashlight. Go look. He ain't there. I don't know. I think we're going to have to wait and see some more big folks like, Black Home Depot, maybe Lowe's, things of that nature with some earnings coming up. But yeah, Shopify CEO dropped a bomb this morning, and hopefully the Fed is listening. Because again, why did they not cut? It was the fear of inflation. And if inflation is the boogeyman that never shows up, hello, time to get to neutral. All right, what else is going on? Let's go to Fed Kashkari. He was talking this morning. He's clearly laying groundwork for September cuts. Labor market is cooling. 2 rate cuts this year seem appropriate. Fed needs to respond to the slowing economy. The economy is clearly slowing. If inflation rises because of tariffs, the Fed could always pause or hike. This is a big deal. This is Kashkari basically saying, stop waiting, take action, help the economy. And whoops, if we are wrong and inflation spikes, you could always raise rates again. This is something that Jerome Powell has been very reluctant to do. He didn't want to cut and then potentially be wrong and raise again. Kashkari is saying, dude, the economy is slowing. We have to do something to help it out. Morgan Stanley is piling on the jobs revision. Remember, Goldman Sachs wrote an article over the weekend talking about not so bad since 1968. Well, Morgan Stanley did not relent. He said the recent job revisions are 4 to 5 times larger than the median since 1979. Either we are headed for a recession, and a recession quickly, or the jobs data collection is broken. To which I say, can both be correct? Can we be heading to a recession and the jobs data collection process is broken? I think it's not an either or. I think it is a both. Let's shout out somebody who joined school yesterday. Juan, thank you for joining school. We are now at 455 members. It's a powerful community of wealth builders, everyday wealth builders. Look forward to our Saturday conversation at 8 a.m. We are bringing on one of the speakers from the Las Vegas event to introduce you to him and really highlight the quality of people and stories that are making money in real estate today. And you will hear from him 8 a.m. Saturday. Usually we do them on Sunday, but he's not available on Sunday. So I made an exception. I will be talking on Saturday with you. So check it out. Also, don't forget Inside School. There's a little tag that says map at the top. You can really see where all the people in school are. I just checked this morning and we have like 34 or 35 people in and around Vegas, which maybe we should do like a little Vegas meetup or something like that. So again, lots of stuff going on in school. Join today. You won't be disappointed. The Fed Watch tool is up to 93% chance of a Fed rate cut in September. It still, as of this morning, has a 0% chance of 50, which again is where I am at. I'm not going to change my opinion. Damn the data. Let's just see what happens. It'll be interesting to see if a half a point starts to get any inclination as we go forward. But yes, the Fed Watch tool, 93% chance, quarter point cut in September. Again, many people talking either 2 or 3 cuts this year. There's only 3 meetings left, as you may remember. Mike Simonson out with the latest data on housing, active inventory for single-family homes. Remember, single-family homes only, not condos, townhouses, multifamily, just houses. 867,000. That is up 26.6% year on year. We did get 68,000 new pending contracts. That's actually down 3% week on week, but up 3.5% year on year. Price still $399. That's up 1.5% year on year. And price reductions, 41, almost 42% of all listings have had at least one price drop, which is pretty amazing. We did get some earnings. I got them actually on 2 different pages, so we'll just go through all of them. Disney this morning beat top line and bottom line on streaming and park performance. I thought parks were empty, but apparently not. Parks did well. Uber beat on revenue and announced a monster $20 billion stock buyback. Jason Calacanis from the All In podcast is probably really happy this morning. He always loves to talk about being an early investor. McDonald's, quite the turnaround. It's been, I think it had 3 quarters of declining same-store sales, certainly 2. That turned around this quarter. They beat on top line and bottom line, which again means revenue and earnings when I say top and bottom. Based on a U.S. rebound, same-store sales in the U.S. were up 3.8%. Other earnings, we got AMD. AMD beat on revenue but missed on earnings. Says the AI business revenue declined year on year. Ouch. That's not good. But basically it declined because of export controls have eliminated, I think it's the MI308, basically chip sales to China. So one of their largest buyers is no longer a buyer, hence revenue went down year on year. Snap, once again, missed. It seems like they're always missing. Missed on global ARPU, average revenue per user. was expected to be $2.96, came in at 2.87. Open Door, look at Open Door, disappointing outlook, reducing marketing spend, and expecting a very challenging macro economy. That's all I got for earnings. What else did I read? Goldman Sachs economist Joseph Briggs. The hiring pullback in the tech sector is real. Unemployment for 20 to 30-year-old tech workers has jumped 3%. So again, folks coming out of college and whatnot seem to be getting replaced by AI at a quick and accelerated rate. Estimates, this one hurts. Estimates are that 6 to 7% of all workers could be replaced by AI. Wow, 6 to 7%. That's got to be 8-9 million jobs replaced to AI. Joseph Briggs, I would love to interview you and really talk about, okay, great. If we're going to lose 8 million jobs, again, I'm just making out that number. I didn't do the math. Don't you think there will be also new jobs created? And couldn't quite possibly be more new jobs created? Again, I don't know. I would love to have that discussion. Bank of America standing firm, even though I changed my opinion. Bank of America is saying, Zuber, you gave up too early. Bank of America economists believe the Fed will not cut rates in 25, even after the weak jobs number, because inflation will take longer to fall. Bank of America expects a series of rate cuts in 2026, to which I would tell Bank of America, you might want to reach out to the Shopify CEO, because I think he's telling you that this tariff boogeyman not showing up, at least not showing up in the worst case scenario. I certainly believe some things will go up, no question, but I think the fear of 40%, 10%, 9%, whatever it is, will not materialize. Goldman Sachs warns more large job revisions coming. Again, this is something that about 3.5-4 weeks away, we're going to get in what will be a September report for August, and it will include large revisions. So Goldman's saying, be careful. Tom Lee says the Fed is pivoting in real time. We are watching Fed presidents like Kashkari and Fed President Daly yesterday come out and basically say, yeah, we're cutting in September. So Tom Lee says full pivot is in the works. Jamie Cox of Harris Financial Group says Powell is going to regret holding rates steady this week. Last thing I read is that credit card debt has hit a record level of $1.21 trillion. Yes, folks, we got $1.2 trillion on our credit cards. That is up 2.3%. That's all I got for you. Remember, folks, do me a favor. If you are coming to the Vegas event, I would really appreciate it if you bought your tickets early so we can sell that thing out. We can stock it full of ORAT fans, because what will happen once Jason Hartman, Pace Morby, and others start marketing it, we're going to bring in a lot of new folks, and I have no ability to expand the list. This facility, if you've been there with me, is capped. We can only get so many people in there. So please buy your tickets early. Plus, if you buy them now, you can pay them off and then come out to the event in February, and it's all groovy. And of course, don't forget that Steadily is landlord insurance. If you are a landlord, you are undoubtedly getting hit by higher insurance like us. And every time a policy comes up for renewal, I go to the website, I put in the address, and I see if Steadily can help me. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't, and that's okay. Folks, take care. We will be back tomorrow for the daily financial news. Have a good day.